Hi, Karen Curry Parker here with your special quantum human design evolution update. Let's talk about our solar eclipse on October 14th. So, before we get started, let's just do a quick review. A solar eclipse always happens on a new moon. New moon energy is about initiation, starting something, setting intentions. Eclipse energy always amplifies it. So, when we have a solar eclipse, obviously on a new moon, as it always happens, we have this really beautiful opening in the cosmic weather that supports us in starting something. Now, we can't look at eclipse season and we can't look at individual celestial events without taking into context the bigger picture. And the bigger picture here is that we're really kind of coming to an end of an eclipse cycle that's really been inviting us to go deep, deep into exploring what's in the shadow, what's underneath, what do we need to clear out, blow out, remove, align, heal, become aware of in order to strengthen our personal narrative, in order to really tell a new and better story about who we are. This is a job, if you will, that the planets have been giving us for definitely in various formats for the last 3 years. And certainly it's been a deep dive invitation to really explore who are you? Who are you really? And is the story you're telling yourself in the world matching who you really are? And if not, what part of your story do you need to change? What shadows do you need to shine flashlights on? What deep dives did you need to go on to be better able to tell a better story, a more true story about who you are? So we've been sort of cosmic storytellers in the last couple of years, and those cosmic stories are rooted in our cosmic dreams. And those dreams, especially once you really, clear off the cobwebs and go deep, those dreams are those things you are designed to be running towards with passion. Those are your things to do, things that only you can do. And of course, because we've been on a deep dive, part of what we've been doing is exploring how have we been running from things that maybe have been keeping us from running towards the things that we want to be doing. And so lots and lots of opportunities in the last few years to get ourselves synced up and lined up and pointed in the direction in which we intend. Accompanying this has been all kinds of crazy celestial events and planetary events, right? We've had COVID, right? We've had this massive personal and collective value shift that we're still in the middle of. We're not done with that. We won't be done with that for a couple of years, but definitely we've been in a place where we've been asking ourselves, what's actually valuable to me in my life? What do I love? If I took everything off of my plate, if I completely cleared the canvas of my life and I had a blank canvas to start over with, what would I put back in? What's already there, or what are the important things that I really want to have on this painting that represents my life and my life story? And as we've gone through that process of sort of picking everything up, do I want to be with my children? Do I want to have a closer relationship with my partner? Do I really want to work this job? Is the way in which I'm working really keeping me sustained and balanced? Am I really living a life that fully reflects the things that I value and cherish? These are the kinds of questions we've been contemplating as we've been really digging deep and exploring our own natural story, our vision, or at least the beginning of our vision for what we'd like to be creating in our lives. Now, when we talk about manifesting, we oftentimes get really caught up in the idea that your thoughts create your reality. And certainly your thoughts are a great and important part of creating your reality. And in human design, we talk a lot about waiting and creating your reality. I want to bring us back to how do we wait effectively, because that's going to be an important theme that we're focusing on with this new expansion that's coming with this solar eclipse, which highlights the gate 32, the gate of endurance in quantum human design. Waiting has two functions in human design. The first function, when we first learn about our human design type and we first learn about human design, the first function of that waiting is for us to heal. Oftentimes we've gone so far to the edge of our capability and really pushed too hard, too fast, sometimes in the wrong direction or a direction that wasn't aligned with who we are, that we're exhausted and depleted. We're burned out when we discover human design. And so sometimes we have to wait because we really have to take that time, that cosmic pause, that waiting that's so integral to all types, even manifestors, to really realign our energy, to stop the madness, if you will, to push that pause button and to give ourselves permission to restore ourselves, literally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. The second thing that happens with waiting is we get back connected with our body and the wisdom that our body has. That's really what authority is. Authority is really about learning how to remember to tune into your physical body and to hear the messages that it gives you, to really be able to feel like, oh, I don't feel like it's the right timing, or, oh, I don't feel like I have the energy, or, oh, now is the right time, right? That feeling level that we connect with is really, an integral part of getting us back in touch with that body, and really an integral part of what we do when we wait. We remember, right? We're remembering who we are. We're remembering how we are. We're remembering what our body feels like, what it feels like naturally to live in this feedback loop that is our human story. And, we also learn to remember the difference between our own conditioned, frenetic, sometimes, not completely functional inner voice. That's that monkey mind that's gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta figure this out, right? And to instead be able to hear cosmic guidance within us, to hear the voice of source or God or your higher self, and to recognize the difference sometimes in that cadence between your conditioned, frenetic, I need to prove my value voice in your head versus that voice that's saying, this is the thing that's yours to do. This is why you're here. This is your next right step. Those are those downloads that sometimes come in the shower, right? Where we just know. The thing about human design is that we often are taught to not trust those parts of ourselves. And there's a certain wisdom in not trusting that part of yourself in the beginning, because you're still learning to remember, oh, this is cosmic guidance versus this is my freaked out mind, right? And so we have to take time, and it takes time. There's no workaround on that. We have to take time to get reconnected with those pieces. That's really kind of step one in rewriting your life story. You've got to actually literally rewrite the story, heal your sense of value, heal your lovability, heal your body, get reconnected to the wisdom that your body has and the way your intuition and your instincts work in your body, and then get reacquainted with the voice of source, that divine wisdom that is you inside of your head, and to know the difference between that kind of cosmic level guidance versus you panicking about something and needing to figure out the answer. But once we get to that point where we're feeling a little bit solid in that place, right, where we are really beginning to distinguish between our conditioning and who we are, and we're telling a better story, the second part in the creation process, this kind of goes beyond sometimes the thinking it into reality piece, is actually setting the stage. We also have to do the work of being prepared. And certainly right now, the nodes are highlighting this for us big time. The nodes are saying, what stuff do you need to clean up? Where do you need to make space and room? If you're working on creating something new, do you have some place to put it? Is there unfinished business you need to take care of? Are there relationships that you need to bring to conclusion? Are there difficult conversations you need to have? Do you need to look at your accounting? Have you done your taxes? The cosmos is really saying part of being prepared is making sure that you have room for that new thing you're wanting to create, that new expression of your story. And so we're being invited to really look at, what do we need to bring to conclusion? And that can be patterns, that can be thought forms, that can be literal physical things that we need to get rid of. We need to make space in our homes. Do you need to make space in your workplace? Do you need to shift and change your jobs? Are there relationships that need to be shifted and changed? And so certainly we're in this work cycle right now of really cleaning up all the stuff that you shoved to the back, right? And you said, okay, I'll think about that later. We're actually being invited to bring all that stuff forward and get rid of it or clear it or take care of it, because it's eating up energy. And unconsciously, what it's also doing is it's telling the universe, I'm actually not ready yet. I'm saying that I'm ready out here, but if you look behind the curtain, you'll see that I'm actually not ready, because that getting ready piece, that clearing out piece, is actually an act of great faith, right? It's saying, I am really ready. I'm getting rid of all this old stuff, all the stuff I'm hanging on to because I'm afraid, because I think I'm not ready, because I think I'm going to fail. All those things that I haven't tackled for whatever reason, I'm actually taking that step. I'm clearing it out because I'm showing you I'm wide open. I am ready. Bring it, right? And so the nodes have been sort of bringing us this instruction, to really start cleaning up our messes. And now with this new moon energy highlighting gate 32, we're being invited to deepen that process. We're being invited to contemplate if we're really ready to manifest that next level, that next step, that fulfillment of this new story we've been living in. What things do we need to put in place so that when the timing is right, because we can't control timing, but we can influence timing by being ready, right? By preparing. When the timing is right, the universe can just slide in and bring whatever the next right step is. So where do you need to be ready for whatever it is that you're building and constructing? Do you need to build a website? Do you need to file an LLC? Do you need to cultivate a practice on a daily basis to consciously focus on what you're calling in? Do you need to start something? Maybe if you're writing a book, do you need to outline it? Do you need to do anything that you can do that you don't have to wait for? Because this is the thing. The waiting, you don't have to wait for the things that you can do on your own. You don't have to wait for somebody to tell you, oh, you should be writing a book right now if you want to write a book. The thing that you're going to wait for is the recognition that happens after you get that book published and launched, right? That the thing that you want to wait for, the cues and clues along the way that are going to help you tweak and form that book into a powerful expression of who you are into the world. We think we have to wait for everything. And let's remember that if you're a generator type, you're waiting for something to respond to and you're constantly in response, right? If you're a manifestor type, you're waiting for internal alignment. If you're a projector type, you don't have to wait for the day-to-day stuff. You're waiting for somebody to invite you into the big things. And those invitations only come a couple of times, in a year or 2 years or 3 years. In between, what you're doing is you're getting ready. You're preparing the way. If you want to be a best-selling author, for example, and you're a projector, well, you got to have the book done, right? No fairy is going to come and magically leave a book at the end of your bed in the middle of the night. You have to do the work or hire a ghostwriter, right? So we're really being encouraged and pushed, if you will, by this powerful eclipse energy to get honest with ourselves about what things on the material world, what ways do we need to craft the way in which we be in our human story to either serve as a steward for our dream, which might mean something as simple as making a commitment to every day spending 5 minutes visualizing, versus or is there something concrete, physical, tangible you need to do to be prepared so that when the timing is right, all you got to do is pull the trigger and go. So I really encourage you with this eclipse energy to get honest about, first of all, is there anything that you need to get rid of? There's old stuff that needs to be cleared out, blown out, taken care of, conversations need to be had, people you've ghosted that you need to finish things up with. Is there old stuff you need to get rid of? And I encourage you to do this in a ritualistic way this week when we have this eclipse energy. What is one bold symbolic act that you can take that's going to basically put your staff down into the ground and let the universe know, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm laying the stage. I'm laying the foundation. I'm setting the stage. I am preparing the way so that when you think the timing is right, Cosmos, and I'm telling a good story, and I'm strong in my value, and I'm strong in my lovability, and I'm willing to stop rationalizing, settling for less than what I want, and I'm willing to take action on that, and I'm really telling you through my actions that this is it. I'm ready. And I'm going to do this by symbolically demonstrating to you that I'm taking that next right step. I'm putting the outline of my book on the altar. I'm taking my headshot and putting it on the altar. I'm writing a script for that difficult conversation that I need to have, and I'm putting it on the altar. Whatever it is that you're needing to create and set the stage for, I want you to do something symbolic this week that's going to really let the universe know you're ready. You're serious. You're going to craft and cultivate a practice that's going to, on the daily, take you step by step by step, one step closer to the fulfillment of that thing you're dreaming of. This is the energy the eclipse brings us this week. I hope you have a really good time playing with this. And I want to remind you, because Jupiter is still in its retrograde station, shifted right before the eclipse into the gate 24, the gate of rationalization. part of what you want to do is make sure, check in with that story of yours. Make sure you're not settling for less than what you deserve. Make sure you're not settling for less than what you really want, and be bold with setting intentions with this new moon. Have a great new moon. Have a great eclipse. I'll talk to you in a couple weeks when we have our full moon and we have our lunar eclipse. So be well, take care.